All right, good afternoon and welcome to our week 1 call for Living Water University New Coach Bootcamp. I am so excited to connect with you face to face for the first time, some of you. And I just kind of want to spend some time with you guys weekly because I know how overwhelming being a new coach can be. I was one myself a while ago. And so I just want to be able to relate with you guys, really get down to some of your questions and your issues and your fears and just kind of hash it out and talk it out. So the first thing I want to do is open it up for Q&A. So does anybody have questions about the things that we've done so far this week? Questions about the responses you've gotten on your posts, or how to go about following up, anything that we've covered this week, or rank advancement, anything that is kind of bugging you and you just need a little bit more information on. And don't be shy. There are no stupid questions and no wrong answers. It's just a time for us to connect and learn a little bit more. So anybody that wants to take the stage is welcome to. No questions? Well, that's all I have. No, I'm kidding. If you guys think of something that you want to ask, this is a very informal format, not like a team call or anything like that. So feel free to wave me down or just jump into the conversation. This training, these calls are for you. I want you to get the most value out of them as possible. So please, every week, come with questions prepared, things that maybe you're struggling with or that you're unsure about, because I know you have them, because you're a new coach or a fairly new coach to working the business. And even old coaches like myself have questions all the time. So make sure that you speak up if there's something that you want to talk about. Just to kind of go over what we've been covering in the training, this week has really been all about coming out as a coach and letting people know who you are and what you're doing. And I know that that can be really scary. So I'm super proud of you guys for embracing it and going for it and being bold about it. And I hope that you've been pleasantly surprised by some of the responses you've gotten. And I want you to know that I understand that the conversation part that happens after that is the hardest part of what we do. Inviting is the scariest part. And it's the part where you're going to feel unprepared and like you have no idea what you're doing the most, but it will get better. And the only way it gets better and the only way it gets easier is if you do it a lot. And so we're going to talk more about that in the rest of this week. And we're going to talk about exactly how to invite, how to go through that conversation in a way that makes them feel comfortable and validated and want to work with you in reaching their goals. So my post here in a little bit that I'm going to post after this call is going to be about how to invite and what to invite them to. So get ready for that. It's going to be really exciting. Has anybody had any conversations that have started since your post the other night that are going well or that are not going well or that have fallen flat? Anything that we can kind of troubleshoot and talk about together?
Andrea and I were on the phone last night. She had a couple people that showed interest after her initial post. And so I was kind of walking her through the 5-step process and kind of, talking about doing it in bite-sized pieces and trying to get, all the information from them first before we have a habit of wanting to tell them all these things up front, and I did that as a new coach.
Oh, we all did.
Yeah. We don't want to admit it, but we all did it.
Oh, yeah.
And so she was like so coachable and so teachable on our call last night. And we have another one this afternoon. So I've been having a lot of fun working with her.
That's great. Katie, you're doing such a great job of being an awesome coach and mentor. I'm proud of you. Yeah, that's a very valid point. And what a lot of us call it in the beginning when we're excited about being a coach, but we're really nervous and we don't know what to say, we tend to beach body vomit on people. And that's not good.
Right.
I know as a new coach myself, I am really passionate about the nutrition side of things. So in the beginning, I would literally write like the equivalent of a 5-page essay about all the benefits of Shakeology and what's inside of it to everyone. And I had to learn the hard way. Most people do not care. All they want to know is it going to give me energy and is it going to help me lose weight? That's all they care about. So I had to learn to dumb it down and get to know the person and figure out if they cared about the nutritional side. If they did, then I could go into that and have a really passionate conversation with them. But if not, give them the basic information and make it about them. And I think that's the most important thing that you have to learn as a coach, is when you're having these conversations, as much as you want to share your story from top to bottom and beginning to end, because you're so excited about how great Shakeology makes you feel and the results you're getting, it's not about you, it's about them. And if you can stay focused on that in all the conversations, it's going to carry you really far. And what I mean by that is, and you're going to see more about this in the 5-step invitation process that's part of this post that I'm doing in just a little bit for today's assignment, you have to ask a lot of questions. The worst thing you can do is go into a conversation and give them all the information up front, because they're probably going to say no. They're not ready for all of the information in the very first message. What you have to do is stop and slow down, which the 5-step invitation process is going to help you learn to do, and ask them lots of questions about them. Find out what their goals are and what they want to accomplish. Find out why they liked your post in the first place, or why they clicked going or interested in your event page, and ask them why that goal that they just shared with you is important. This is the part that so many coaches skip over, because it can feel a little bit awkward at first, because it does get personal, but it's the most important part of the conversation, period. Someone can tell you, I want to lose 20 pounds, I want to lose 10 pounds, or I want to have more energy, whatever. That's awesome. And we can help them with that. But if you don't help them identify why they want that, they are much less likely to actually stick with the program and reach the goal that they've set. So once they share with you that goal, okay, I want to lose 10 pounds, I want to lose 20, I want to lose 100 pounds, whatever it is, awesome. I can definitely help you with that. As a coach, though, it's really important for me to understand what's motivating you to make that change. Why is it important to you? And get them talking about the emotional side of what they want to accomplish physically, because we know it all works together, right? Weight loss and healthy nutrition and fitness is so much more than physical. If we don't figure out the emotional side of what we want to accomplish, then, okay, sorry, I'm going to mute everybody. If we don't figure out the emotional side of what we want to accomplish, then we're much less likely to actually get there. So ask them a lot of questions. Why is that important to you? How do you think it's going to feel on that morning when you wake up and step on the scale and see the number that you've been fighting for? What will that make you feel like? What will look different about your life when you reach that goal than the way it looks right now? Because some people have a long way to go. Some people don't have that far to go, but maybe they're just tired and they don't have energy to play with their kids, right? Maybe they're so tired of going to their closet and staring at all the clothes and hating every single one of them because they know they're not going to feel good in it. Those emotional connections to why they're working for what they're working for are going to give you power as a coach in 2-3 weeks when they're getting tired and they're getting burned out and life has gotten the best of them. You have the ammunition to go back to them and say, remember why you told me this was important to you? Remember how it's going to feel when you step on the scale and see that number, or when you have the energy to run around in the backyard and play with your kids? Hold on to that. Autumn Calabrese, if you're a 21-day fixer or a hammer and chisel person, she says it all the time. When you feel like quitting, remember why you started. So you have to help them identify the why of what they want to accomplish. It is the single most important part of the entire conversation. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that in today's post, as I mentioned before. So what do you do after you get that why, right? Okay, so they've gotten emotional with you. It may feel a little bit awkward, especially if it's somebody you don't know really well, because you're like, okay, tell me, pulling things out of them, tell me why it's important to you, get emotional with me, let's cry, right? Not really. So it could feel a little bit awkward and you go, oh, well, where do I go from here? 5-step process is going to give you that next step, but I'm also going to show you how to transition to what you want to say, because a lot of times, if you're not careful, people will ask you for the price from the very beginning, right? That's the thing they want to know the most. You have to dodge that, because you can't tell them the price until you show them how it's a solution for the things that they're dealing with, right? So what do you do if someone comes right into the conversation and says, hey, yeah, it sounds great, but how much does it cost? You go, what do I say? It's $140, right? No, you don't do that. You say, well, the cost depends on a few things. There are a few different options depending on your needs and goals. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions so I can make sure I give you the best and the most accurate information? That's how I handle that from the very beginning. So keep that in your back pocket and always know how to address a cost question from the very beginning, okay? So you've dug deep, you found out what their why is and why they're emotionally attached to getting these results. Then you can say, okay, awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that with me. Sometimes you need a little more information. So you say, well, what do you think your biggest struggles are? What's kept you from reaching that goal in the past? You're still getting them to dig deeper. Do they struggle most with nutrition, with portions, with crazy cravings, right? Because if you get that information, you can tell them, well, you know what? Shakeology is going to, one, give you a ton of energy. It's going to help kick those cravings. And if you struggle with nutrition and not knowing what to eat or not knowing the proper portions, 21 Day Fix or Hammer and Chisel with the color-coded containers is going to fix that for you. So I think I have the perfect program for you. Do you have a few minutes to watch a short video about how it all works? And that's when you send them the video about whatever challenge pack you're talking about, okay? After that, then I say, shoot me a message when you're done watching this so I can give you all the rest of the details. After they've watched that video, then they come back and say, okay, I watched it. How much is it? Right? That's what they always say. Say, well, let me give you all the details. And that's when you bullet point out everything that they're getting in that challenge pack. Because let me tell you, I'm not doing this to try to underhand somebody. I'm not trying to pull the wool over their eyes. They are getting a crazy good deal. Like what they get for 140, 160 bucks is insane. Like you can't even go join a new gym for that by the time you pay the initiation fee and the first month's whatever and the last month's whatever. And you don't even get any personal help with that. You don't get a nutrition plan, right? So the things that they're getting in this package is a crazy good deal, but you have to help them to see that. So before you talk about the price, you list out, and in that conversation example that I posted in our group yesterday, it has that in there. So if you're talking to somebody about the 21 Day Fix, open that file and copy and paste it, okay? Use these tools however you need to. They are mine that I'm giving to you so that you can use them, and it takes the guesswork out of it for you. So bullet point out everything that they're getting in the challenge pack. All the free bonuses, the free Beachbody On Demand, the free money back guarantee, the free optional account upgrade, all these things. And then at the very end, that's when you give them the price, okay? So you say, and here is the best part, because you are super confident that what you are offering them is of great value. And they need to see that you are confident in that. Here's the best part. If you bought all of that separately, you would spend over $220 plus tax and shipping. But if you join me right now, you get all of it for 140 bucks. It's a crazy, awesome deal. And I'm so excited to work with you because I know that doing this program with me is going to get X, Y, Z, their why, their goals that they shared with you to happen. Are you ready to get started and snag a spot in my upcoming challenge? Okay. It's a very simple process. And once you get it down, once you master it, it will just flow so easily. You won't have to look at the document anymore. You won't have to look at the 5-step process anymore. It'll get easier and easier. But my best advice to you as a new coach is to trust the process. Okay. I was just talking to Leslie, I think it was Leslie I was sharing it with, about how I resisted using the 5-step invitation process for about the first 2 years of my coaching business. I had fitness and nutrition experience. I felt like I knew what I was doing. I could talk about Shakeology. I could talk about fitness. I could help people figure out what the program that was right for them. So I kind of resisted. I didn't really fully adopt it until after I went to my very first Beachbody Coach Summit. And I had so many light bulb moments at that event. But I came home and I thought, you know what? Beachbody knows what they're doing. The systems and the tools that they pass down to us are from the top coaches. It's what they're doing and it's what's working for them. So I'm just going to try it. I put together a 3-day refresh challenge group that had just been released at Beachbody Coach Summit, did all my invites in my event page, and started messaging the people that responded that they were interested. And I copied and pasted from the 5-step invitation process. No lie, every word. I mean, I put a few little personal things in there where it was needed, but I copy and pasted, and I sold 4 challenge packs in an hour. That was like the aha moment, like shooting myself in the foot. What have I been doing for 2 years? Like, why did I not just trust the process? So that's what I encourage you to do, even if it feels strange at first, even if it feels a little awkward, even if you're not really sure, trust the processes and trust the people who have gone before you, because I promise the things that I'm giving to you, the things that your coach is giving to you, the things that I'm passing down to you, the only reason I'm doing that is because they have worked for me. And I have learned through trial and error what has worked and what hasn't worked. I've thrown out the stuff that doesn't work and put the stuff that does work into trainings and systems. And I don't want you to have to do the same thing. I want it to be simple for you to find success in this business. And I promise you it can be if you will follow the systems and be consistent. One thing we haven't talked about a whole lot in the training yet are the 3 vital behaviors of a Beachbody coach. Hopefully, if you've gone through the initial new coach training information, you are familiar with what those are. But I just wanted to touch on it real quick, and then I'm going to open it up for Q&A again, and then end with a video that I'm going to screen share. But if I could go back to my new coach self and give myself the number one piece of advice, it would be just what I shared with you. Trust the process and use the systems. They're there for a reason. I also was resistant to personal development for about the first 2 years of my Beachbody business. I thought my daily devotional, my time in the Word, all that, it counts. And it does. It definitely does. But you are a business owner as a new coach, whether you have one customer or one coach or 0 coaches, this is your business, and you have the amazing honor and opportunity and privilege to make it what you want it to be. But as a business owner, there are certain things that you need to develop in yourself as a leader and as a business owner. And that's where personal development comes in. This business will rise and fall on your mindset and on your ability to maintain your mindset no matter what is thrown at you. That is the importance of personal development. It will help you stay focused and set your mind on the things that you're going for more than anything else will. So that's one of the 3 vital behaviors is personal development. I know it's usually number 3. In my mind, it's number 1 because it has changed everything for me. I had to overcome things inside of myself in order to be successful on the outside, because I wasn't successful on the inside. I didn't believe in myself. I didn't believe that I could accomplish the goals that I thought I wanted to accomplish. And the way that I solved that was through personal development, both spiritually and from a business standpoint, because I had to learn who God says I was and what He sees me as and how valued I truly am. I've had to learn to love myself. I've also had to learn to develop skills in myself as a leader, because I'm a mom, I'm a stay-at-home mom, but leading an organization, a team of close to 400 coaches, that's not in my natural wheelhouse. I have had to develop those skills, and you will too. The good news is you get to do it over time. You have time because you're new. You don't have a massive team yet. So invest in yourself through personal development, and it will absolutely propel your business forward and your personal life and every area of your life in so many ways. So that's number 3, but I wanted to get to it first. Number 1 generally is invite. That's what we're talking about this week. That's what we're doing. That's what we're learning to do. And the fact of the matter is, we are all about helping people. We are all about adding value to people. But if you want to build a successful business, sometimes it's a numbers game. And the more people you invite, the more people will say yes, and the faster your business and your organization will grow. So it has to be a part of your daily life. It's usually the vital behavior that people dislike the most. So I encourage you to Eat That Frog. That's a personal development book, if you need one that tells you how to get the stuff done that you don't want to get done. Eat that frog, and that means do it first. Do your inviting first so that you can't talk yourself out of it. You can't decide, oh, well, I ran out of time. Do it first because it has to get done. It's vital. It's one of the 3 vital behaviors, daily behaviors of a Beachbody coach. Invite every single day. Hold a challenge group or do one with your coach or pair up with another coach every single month. So you're always inviting to something. Okay. Number 2 Be proof the product works. You guys are doing that beautifully. You're sharing your story. You shared your posts. You talked about why you became a coach. And that is exactly what that vital behavior is. Keep doing that. Share your story on a daily basis in a fun, uplifting, fulfilling way. Show people what you're able to do from home while being there for your family, and adding a little bit of bonus, adding a little bit of fun to your family and to your kids and to your life. Share with them that you're proud of yourself for working out and for drinking this superfood shake every day of 2016 so far, or whenever you became a coach. Tell people what you're doing and share your life and your journey with them, because that inspires them. Not in a, here's a Beachbody stock photo and this program is on sale way. Not in a, here's my link, go look at my website way. In fact, we're going to talk about that, but don't ever post your link on a Facebook post, ever, ever, ever. You will see tons of other network marketing companies do that, and I hate it, because we're not in the business of selling products. We're in the business of helping people. And I don't ever want to send somebody to my website until I've had a chance to talk to them and figure out what they need, what their goals are, and what program and supplements and plan is going to be the best for them. That's what sets us apart. That's what makes us coaches instead of reps, right? We spend the time to talk to people, to invest in them, and to help them get the best results because we care and because we want them to have their lives and their health changed, because ours have been. And that's the whole point of this whole thing anyway, is just paying it forward and showing people that they're worth it and that they can do it. So those are two little tidbits. No stock photos, or very rarely stock photos, and don't post your website on a post. Invite people to reach out to you. That's where the whole like, comment, or PM me at the end of your post, that call to action, that's where that comes in, because that gives you the opportunity to talk to them individually. So you're being proof the product works. You're drinking your shake, you're doing your workouts, and you're sharing your journey in a real, positive, uplifting, but vulnerable way. That brings connection, and that makes people want to work with you. So that's a little bit of an overview of the 3 vital behaviors. We're going to get more into depth on some of those as we continue in this training. But I just wanted to share with you the importance of consistency as a new coach. If you will commit to doing the 3 vital behaviors every single day, if you will follow the systems and processes that are passed down to you in these trainings, then you will not fail. It all comes down to whether you will be consistent or not. And in the beginning, it's simple. It's little things. It's just those 3 things every day. 3 things. That's it. You can fit that in to grow an amazing, thriving business that can change your world and change the life of your family. So wrap your mind around the fact that consistency is everything. And we're going to continue to talk about the how and the why and the nuts and the bolts and the processes. And here's, examples and all that in our training group. I want you guys to ask questions and to invest fully in this training. It will be worth it, and you are worth the investment. Your future is worth the investment. So I want to open it one more time for questions, and then we're going to end with a video that I want to share with you, because I love inspirational videos and they just really speak to me, and I think it'll speak to you as far as what we've been talking about today. So any questions, comments, observations, concerns, fears, anything. It's a free stage. There's no judgment, and you can share or ask anything that's on your mind. And I think you should be able to unmute yourself with the little microphone button that's in the bottom left corner.
Well, are you gonna type some of that up, everything you said, what we're supposed to say, and just so I have it for a while, because that's my biggest thing. They'll ask me a question, I don't know what the heck to say, I don't know where to find it, the website confuses me, and I'm calling Katie, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, and that's okay. Listen, my new coaches send me screenshots of their conversations all the time. That is totally fine. That's what we're here for, to help you figure out how to do this as you're learning. The important thing is you're doing it. You're not letting it stop you from taking action. And that is critical. And I'm so excited that you're embracing the process and the learning process. Send screenshots, call your coach, get help with that, and use the tools. I mean, that simple conversation that I posted yesterday, I go back to all the time. The 5-step invitation process document that I posted yesterday, and I'm going to post it again today in video form. You can copy and paste from that and just tweak a few little words. There's also a document called Overcoming Objections that talks about what to say when someone says, well, I don't have time, or I don't have the money, or I don't know if I can do that. There's examples of what to say, but always feel free to reach out and ask for help. And I encourage you not always to go just directly to your coach. Post it in the training group. Post the conversation screenshot in the training group and say, hey, I'm not really sure what to say here, because the benefit of that is you're going to get several answers. You're going to get a lot of ideas. And then the other coaches are going to get to see it and learn from it as well. And we get to really workshop and dig into the hows and whys of the conversation. So I would encourage you to post that and any questions you have in that training group so we can all learn from each other. But yeah, I'll be putting it in document form. I also have a webinar that I did a while back called Social Media How To, and it's got my entire invitation process that I follow. I just basically rehearse it, like this is what I do in this order. So I can post that for you guys as well if that would be helpful. I also am recording this, so I'll post the recording if you need to go back and listen again.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions or comments or anything?
I'll keep going. Nobody else has any other.
Go for it.
So,
yeah, this is your time.
Well, okay. So I'm pretty new, so I've only done 3 different workouts. So what's the best way to know, when they're asking about things I've never tried them, is the best way just to watch the stock videos on the website, or how do I get familiar with the products when you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. Okay, so watching the YouTube videos is a great idea because it gives you a really good overview of what they're about. And ask other people. Post in our team page or in the training group, hey, I have a person asking about this program. I've never done it. Here's what their needs are. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts on it? That's a really great way to get feedback from people who have done that program.
And I don't think I've added Andrea to the Team Living Water page. She's on my team page.
Girl.
I think I'm on there.
Are you? I don't know. I typically, if they're usually starting off as the discount coach, I don't add them to Team Living Water until they kind of make that bridge transition. I don't remember if I added her in there or not.
I think I'm pretty sure I'm on there.
Okay, good. Yeah, and you can always post in that page or in Katie's team page or wherever to ask for people who have done a certain program, what are your thoughts? And that's always a great idea.
And is there if somebody, I guess I'm afraid, if they're messaging me and I wait too long to ask all my questions of you guys, that they're just going to forget it because I'm taking too long to get back to them. Is there a rule? You should get back with somebody in a certain amount of time?
Not really. I think we tend to feel like we have to rush it a lot faster than we actually do. I've had to learn that over time because I ended up being tethered to my phone all the time, which wasn't good for me or my family. People will respect your time, and sometimes I think they respect you a little bit more if you're not super quick to jump on the phone, you're waiting by your phone for their answer, So I mean, at least within 24 hours, but if you have to wait an hour or 2 hours to get a couple of answers, it's fine. They may not get back to you right that moment. And if you're in an active conversation with someone, just tell them, say, you know what, I'm going to do a little more research so I can make sure I give you the best suggestions, and I'll get right back with you. And they'll be fine with that. Just be honest about where you are. You're a new coach. Own that. You don't have all the answers, and you shouldn't have all the answers. So be honest about that. Be open and really just own where you are as a new coach, and people will respect that, and they'll actually appreciate that because you're not trying to be someone that you're not. Other questions, concerns? We have about 2 minutes and I'm going to do that video. So anybody that wants to speak up, go for it. Okay, well, I'm going to share my screen with you. Don't pay attention to how cluttered my desktop is. Organization is not my thing. I'm working on it. I'm personal developing it all the time. I've gotten a lot better. Okay. Can you guys see my screen? Hopefully. Just that. There it is. All right, hang on. Can somebody unmute and tell me, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay, perfect. All right, watch this video and then we're going to chat a little more.
There is nothing as powerful as a changed mind. You can change your hair, your clothing, your address, your spouse, your residence. But if you don't change your mind, the same experience will perpetuate itself over and over again, because everything outwardly changed, but nothing inwardly changed.
If you want something out of life, if you want to change yourself, if you want to acquire something, if there's some goal that you want to reach, changing your behaviors, overcoming negative habits, it's challenging. It's hard. Most people go through life never discovering what their talents are. Most people never develop their talents.
The only thing that's going to make you happy, my friend, in this year or any other, is to step up. It's to raise the standard. It's to discover what you're capable of and feel that incredible power pushing through whatever's holding you back and get to the other side of more of your true self. That's what this game's all about.
When you step into your fears and continue to push yourself to go on, something happens for you.
If you look at somebody who's really successful and you think, wow, I mean, they're so amazing, they're such a genius, you gotta dig underneath and you gotta remember something. People are rewarded in public for what they've practiced for years in private.
If you don't develop the courage to do that which has been given you to do, and you spend a lot of time going around trying to convince other people and trying to get their approval, what will happen is that you will lose your nerve. And other people will convince you that what you're doing doesn't have any value, and you'll give up on your dream. How much time do you have left? How much time do you have left? When you start thinking about that, we don't know. Most of us don't use the stuff that we have brought into the universe. Stop wasting valuable time. If you want something, you have got to be relentless. You've got to learn how to become resourceful. You've got to learn how to become creative. The power to hold on in spite of everything, the power to endure. This is the winner's quality. The hunger, the ability to face defeat again and again without giving up. This is a winner's quality. What this power is, I cannot say. All I know is that it exists, and it becomes available only when a man or a woman is in that state of mind in which he or she knows exactly what he or she wants and is fully determined not to quit until they find it. There's greatness in you, and you've got to learn how to tune out the critics outside and the critic inside. I'm going to harness my will, and I'm not going to let anything stop me. I deserve this. Most people give up on themselves easily. You know the human spirit is powerful. There's nothing as powerful. It's hard to kill the human spirit. You are unstoppable. Live your life with passion, with some drive. Most of us go through life with our brakes on, holding back. Decide that you're going to push yourself. You got to focus on you. And as you convince you, as you sell yourself every day, you will begin to see a difference in the things that you're doing. Selling yourself on your ability to perform a job, to achieve a certain objective. Telling yourself every day, here I go again. And I got what it takes. This is my day, and nothing out here is going to stop me.
Okay. That video. Oh, hang on.
You'll never see me coming.
didn't mean for that to happen. Okay, so here's the deal. We talked about this for just a second, and we're almost out of time. But the two quotes that really stuck out with me, for you guys in particular, if you want something, you've got to be relentless. There is greatness in you, in all of you. And you've got to learn to tune out the critics outside and the critic inside. I'm going to harness my will, and I'm not going to let anything stop me. Be consistent. Do your personal development. Start that now. If you started as a new coach, there is no stopping you. Be consistent. Trust the process. Follow the systems. And remember, people are rewarded in public for what they've done for years in private. Stay consistent. Believe in your dream, because you can do this. You can do this. So trust the process, trust the system, stay connected, and let's do this. Thank you guys for being here today. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to post a recording if anybody needs to go back and watch it again. Connect in the team page, connect in the training group, and let me know what you need, what your questions are, and make sure you do the assignments every day. I'm so grateful for all of you. Thank you for investing your time. I appreciate what you do, and know that you're amazing. And I will talk to you soon. Y'all have a great day.